Hey guys, welcome to Old Beater Cars Garage and Workshop. Well, what you see here are two models. One's an S10 pickup, about early 90s, maybe late 80s, and a 1950 Chevy pickup. So anyways, those of you who see my channel, because I'll be posting this video on both of my channels, those of you who see this, yes, I build hot rods and muscle cars, 1-to-1 scale, and also models. It's a huge passion of mine, and when I can't be working in the shop, well, I'm building these little things. And sometimes they're a good reference for a future project. And for my subscribers and followers on my other channel, my model car channel, well, you guys know I always like to build weird shit sometimes. So this is going to be one of them. So anyways, my idea is here, the story is I have a 1950 Dodge Fargo, which I bought a couple years ago now. And the problem is, when I bought it, I was promised I was going to be sent the registration for it. Well, that never came, and I was kind of scammed that way, and it kind of really cheesed me off. But my friends have told me, and people I know said, "Oh, just junk the truck and take it to the auto wrecker and junk it." Well, I have a real hard time with that, because it cost me money to buy the thing, and then it also cost me time and money to get a trailer to bring the thing home, because I had to drive almost 2 hours to get it. Just over 2 hours, 2.5 hours to go get it. And it's kind of a cool looking truck anyway. But being I can't register it, and in order to find another truck just like it, or even to rebuild the truck and make it a hot rod, by the time a guy goes through all the rigmarole of building the truck, build it up, and then put it on a proper custom frame and this and that, I mean, you're going to be into the $100,000 truck. And I don't want to spend $100,000. I just want something that's cool to drive in. So I came up with a really screwball idea. I know you guys say, "Oh, you're butchering up a good truck." Well, yes I am, but I'm also saving it too. There is something in the world you have to, if you're interested, there's something in the world called a Chimera. I suggest I'll put a little link in the video, or you can look at my previous video I made about this, and you can Google that, and you'll know what I'm making. So, it is very oddball. I've never done anything like this, and I suspect it's going to be a lot of work, of course, like everything else is, but at the end of the day, I'll be able to insure it and drive it, which is the whole point. So, this is similar to what I have outside. I have a little blue S10 pickup. It's about 93 and a 1950. Okay, bring you right around. People in the model community know that I've built many different models over the years. Some stuff you never ever seen in your life. I built it, and it just turned out pretty cool. So here is the model. It's sometimes it's easier to butcher up a plastic model than actually butcher up the real thing. So this gives me an idea of what I'm going to be doing, because I've never done this to a real car before. So here we go. Anyways, I had to cut the top off on the model. Here's your little top, which will have to be done on the S10 anyway. Cut the top off of it off. And of course, on the real truck, I know this is kind of crooked here, but on the real truck, you have to leave that panel in there, because there'll be a firewall in there of the from the S10. This stuff you put on top. So, and the way I did this is how I'm going to do it on the truck. I left this here. It's part of the window frame. I'll leave that. I'm going to cut it right just below that. There's a little ridge. If you can see that or not on the 1950. But there's a ridge right here. I'm going to cut it right along that ridge and bring it down a little bit and go right around there and just cut the roof off like I did here. So I'll have to weld all this in here, and then I had to cut off the back of the cab off on the 50. I'm going to have to slice that apart there, bring it down and stick it on top of the back of the truck here. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to do some snazzy body work and probably take this back, because on the S10 it's kind of well, it's not a sharp angle like this one here, but I might have to tap it in and round it to get a bit of a rounded edge like I have up here. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be saying, oh, this guy is chewing up butchering this truck up. Well, at the end of the day, it's my truck. So anyways, I want to get that out of the way, just for those of you who may criticize me. I don't care. Anyways, so anyways, that's how it's going to be. 1950, the back of the cab might be a little more narrower in this one here, and I may have to, I mean, on this application here, it just gives you a ballpark figure, but on the 1950, I'm going to try to line up this back part of the cab with the door line on the S10. So of course I have to put a piece of metal, of course in this case it'll be plastic, to fill this gap in, and then I'll have to build it up. So actually it'll look kind of cool. You basically have to picture it, but well, I guess probably one of the ways I could probably do it is to cut the door frame and rebuild that whole door frame there. But in order to get a door frame for a 1950 Dodge Fargo, good luck. You're not going to find them. Model World, well, you could, but I don't feel like butchering up another damn cab for this application. I'm just going to make do with what I got and show you guys how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to put a piece in here, and then the little panel in here on the roof, and I'll do the same thing in real life. Put a little panel in here. It'll look, I mean, it's going to look odd, but in the same sense, it's going to be damn cool. Of course, I'm going to have to rebuild the back of the door, because you know this has a bit of a, it has like the door skin has a little spot in the inside. You guys know what the notch of the door looks like, right? So get to rebuild that in here, which is because you know, I just have to mimic this part of the door, so it latches on the inside here, right? But you know, and stop using my damn finger here. Use actually a pointer. So I'm gonna have to mimic this part of the door and then the inside of it, so it closes up against this part of the door here. So I'll have to make that all up there and add this rib in here and rebuild the roof. So I mean, this part of it is quite easy, because the actually 1950 metal is a lot thicker than the 93 S10 stuff, because this stuff is like paper thin. So you know, a lot of guys like working on older trucks, because the metal is actually a lot thicker and it's easier to weld. You don't need to have you know, everything perfect, but it's easier to weld. I mean, it's gonna be, you know, a major project, but I think it's gonna look pretty damn cool when it's done. So here too with the firewall by the fender, this is going to have to come down too. And I'm not too sure yet what I'm going to be doing here. Now on the original truck there might be a little filler piece in here. I'm not too sure if I'm going to take it off there or just put a little bend in there maybe. We'll see. I haven't quite decided yet. I thought about maybe cutting a notch in the fender, like I did here, but this might not be the good solution for that. So what I might end up doing is cutting it off here, so it's basically just cut it off straight with the whole damn door line, straight, cut it right across. We'll see. Probably not. I like to leave that little edge on there. So, and then maybe just build it up, put a little piece that goes in. So I may have to cut a little notch in the fender, possibly. So this is as far as I've got with it so far. I'm kind of getting there, getting the feel for it, and it should be pretty interesting. So I don't know. I suggest maybe anybody who's into building real cars, if you're gonna do like a real major chop on a vehicle, like some kind of super customized thing, it may just pay to get a model and figure it out how you're gonna chop it and modify it. Do it on plastic, like use a model to figure out all your calculations and what you're gonna do. That way you get a ballpark figure of what you're gonna do. I've done this a few times over the years, and it really helped me and know what direction I was gonna go in, because there's no instructions, there's nothing for doing this kind of stuff. And a lot of guys who are experienced, I mean, you know, we dream up ideas all the time. I'm good at dreaming up ideas all the time myself, but you know, sometimes you have to put it on something like this, small scale, and it works. So I'm gonna do some more work on this and bring it back when I get a little more work done on it, and some of you guys can see what I'm doing. For anybody in my in the Obeater Cars Garage channel, if you want to see some of the weird creations I've done with model cars, post it in the comments below if you're interested. If not, well, you know, who cares? Yeah, this is a really good reference to what I'm doing here, and I think a lot of you guys are probably going to be shaking your heads, especially the hardcore Dodge guys. So, alrighty. For motor, we don't know yet. We don't know what kind of drivetrain yet, but I can assure you it's going to be weird. So, like the truck, it's weird. So, we'll have to see when we get there. But anyways, I'm going to get working on this project here and get a little more work done on it, and we'll bring you right back once we get more done. Okay, keep watching. See ya.